Look, the Supreme Court has said power that the Congress has, it can't give to the president. But it has done that, and this president is using it in the extreme.
Okay, so now come back here with me. Did you listen to the audio I sent you from Chuck Schumer?
Yes.
Okay. We'll play it. We'll play it for you. Let me explain. I have a friend who has a friend is a good friend of mine and thinks the way I do. Has a progressive friend who said, I'm going to this progressive meeting, and I think you should hear some of the things that they're saying. And Schumer is there, Harry Reid is there. I've got audio of the whole thing. Before he goes into the meeting, they said, oh, you have a video recorder? And he said, yeah. They said, oh, you can't videotape anything. Okay. So he's got his cell phone, and he tapes it. And here's Chuck Schumer talking now about what exactly, Judge?
Talking about changing principles in the Constitution, principles that we've held dear for 230 years by a simple majority vote in the Congress.
How do you do that?
You can't do it. But this is their aspiration, and this is their hope to do it. They don't have a filibuster-proof majority anymore. There are things that they can't do without a two-thirds vote. They want to lower that two-thirds requirement to a single majority vote. I thought I heard him say we might be interested in taking a look at the Bill of Rights. Taking a look at the Bill of Rights, if anything, is the central pillar and foundation of our existence as a free people.
Judge,
it's the Bill of Rights.
Judge, I'm getting hammered because last night I said, who do you think you are, Congress? You do not create rights. Rights come from God. They're given to the people, and you are to protect them. You're to protect them.
You are 100% correct, but they don't believe that. Do
they not read? Is it not the 9th? Is it the 8th or the 9th Amendment? It's the 9th Amendment that says there are other rights.
Correct. The 9th Amendment says the rights that are articulated in these Bill of Rights is not to mean that other rights don't exist. There are other rights that exist. We couldn't possibly lay them all out. The government would like to forget about those.
Right. And the idea is these are the things that the government is restricted to do. I've got a lot more rights than what that piece of paper says.
Of course you do.
Right?
Of course you do.
And so the Bill of Rights was to restrict government, and they upside and over.
Because they want to take something that is a good, like health care, and claim that it's a right. A right is the opposite of a good. A right comes from our humanity and from God. A good is something you have to go out and purchase.
Okay, so let me go here. I want to play this audio of Chuck Schumer. You'd let me know when we have it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it later in the program. We're still ingesting it into the machinery here, which is always a spooky term. I want to ask you this, Judge. You know and I know in this 2,300-page bill that includes education now.
Yes.
The control that this government has is endless. They will, if this passes, they will control every aspect of your life, right or wrong.
Certainly with respect to health care and with respect to education, correct. They will tell your doctor what to prescribe. They will tell you how long to stay in the hospital. They will tell you if you qualify for federal dollars for what your doctor tells you you need.
They will be able to. There is places in here that if you can be deemed someone who maybe shouldn't have a baby, they can have their people come in. The government is in our homes on this.
Bill Salmon, who is our Washington bureau chief, the other day pulled out a quote, and I don't remember who said it, but it was a Democrat saying, we have to have abortion in this bill because we need fewer babies and thus fewer adults to consume health care that we'll be paying for.
Is frightening. It's absolutely frightening.
It sounds like coming from Beijing.
I can tell you now that there are people in this country, and I beg you, you must know that this is the beginning of this struggle, not the end of this struggle. You are nowhere near out of options. What is the most effective thing that people who are watching right now can do?
To understand their constitutional rights, to confront their senators and congressmen when they violate them, to keep their feet to the fire as to how they vote, and when they vote for this nonsense, to vote them out of office. The solution is political. People ask me every day, can we sue? No, it is too early to sue. In November, the thing they want the most is to be reelected. Deny them that.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to play this audio for you. This is Chuck Schumer This is in a private progressive meeting. Somebody recorded it, got this tape to me. This is, hey, listen, we've got some options here. Listen carefully to what Chuck Schumer is saying about the rules and the Constitution of the United States. Listen.
There have been some very interesting papers written that say that the constitutional right, for instance, of the Senate to make rules supersedes the two-thirds, that you can't change the rules, but only when Congress writes new rules at the beginning of each Congress, every 2-year period when we reorganize ourselves. That's something we want to explore.
That's something we want to explore. Well, we're going to explore some other things. We're back with a panel that I have assembled for actually a tour that I'm doing called The American Revival. It's based on faith, hope, and charity, and the first one is in Orlando and then Phoenix. You can go to glennbeck.com and find out all the information. These guys are some of the best brains that I think I could assemble and bring in front of people and make a compelling case on these issues. We have David Barton, we have Judge Napolitano, and David Buckner. David, I want to come to you because really hope comes from the truth. And the truth is, I mean, we have the Secretary of Treasury from Massachusetts today saying that this is so bad, this health care is so bad, and they're seeing it in Massachusetts now, that the United States of America will be flat bankrupt within 4 years. Well, that's quite a statement.